There was a shooting at a Los Angeles middle school. Here we go. Again, this just happened. Los Angeles middle school shooting. 2 students wounded. A female student is in custody. A teenage girl was taken into custody after a shooting at a Los Angeles middle school on Thursday. DC is saying that the school is called Sal Castro Middle School. The gunfire wounded at least 2 students, a 15-year-old boy who is in critical condition and a 15-year-old girl who's in fair condition, the Los Angeles Fire Department said. Sal Castro Middle School, just west of downtown Los Angeles, was on lockdown as officers responded to the scene. Aerial footage on local television showed a girl being led out of the school in handcuffs. So they had to get, we had to get one more school shooting in before the, well, I guess technically this happened today, so it is February 1st. So we pretty much had a school shooting every other day in January. So now for the month of February, we are one for one. We literally have a school shooting. As of right now, we have a school shooting for every day this month. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. 15-year-old boys in critical condition, 15-year-old girls in fair condition. So it looks like, this boy may or may not make it as of the recording of this. Critical condition. Sometimes people bounce back, especially, this person does have youth on their side. So maybe they'll be able to beat this thing and recover. But, critical condition, that's not likely. Likely this 15-year-old boy is not going to make it. Lucy's upset. Lucy's meowing. Yeah, she wants something to be done about guns in this country. And you know what? I think it's worth reiterating. During the State of the Union, all Donald Trump said, now keep in mind, when that State of the Union was recorded, at that point in time, we had a school shooting every other day, pretty much. Virtually every other day, we've had a school shooting so far this year in 2018. Donald Trump did not even acknowledge it. He didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even say anything about it. I have no idea the motivation of this shooter. I have no clue. Lucy's walking out in protest again, though. I do know that. Yeah, I have no clue the motivation of this shooter. I don't think anyone knows at this point. But Donald Trump didn't even mention all the school shootings. All he said was, we're going to protect the Second Amendment. That was all he said, even remotely hinting at acknowledging the school shootings. Do we expect him to? LOL. No, I don't expect him to. But here's the thing. This is another example of Trump putting an ugly face on what we've already had for years and years. Past presidents have given lip service when there's been school shootings. Obama, Clinton, whatever. They've given lip service. Bush. They've given lip service when we've had a school shooting. But really, if they were being honest with you, they would just get up to a podium and say, don't worry, the Second Amendment's fine. That's what, if they were being honest, that's what they would say. Trump, that's just what he says. Not because he's some great, honest person, but because he has no sense of subtlety. He has no sense of tact. He's just knee-jerk. So, of course, that's all he's going to say. He accidentally tells the truth time and time again. And that part of the State of the Union was a good example of that. Didn't even mention the school shootings, mentioned protecting the Second Amendment. If every president, at least in my lifetime, was being honest, that's all they would say too. Donald Trump was accidentally honest in that moment. So, I don't know what else can you say at this point. We're all broken records at this point. Nothing is going to happen about weapons policy in this country. By the way, no other country has issues with gun violence the way we do. No other country. And yeah, I'm not saying that if we got rid of all guns that, everything would solve our problems. I don't think that's the solution. But having a more common sense gun policy that's federal, that would help a whole hell of a lot. We have problems with violence that go beyond that. And there's a number, really our system can speak to that a lot. But it would help a whole hell of a lot if we had a common sense federal weapons policy in this country. We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. Now, the NRA has both parties by the gullet, and they ain't letting go anytime soon. And it's not even just money at this point that they funnel in. It's just influence, just the amount of people that love that organization, that subscribe to that organization. I mean, no politician's going to touch it. None of them. Dem Socialist says we need mandatory wait periods, no private sale, and mental health help. I think there's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things. Reference notes, I think, is a good idea. I think more extensive background checks, prohibiting sales at gun shows and prohibiting magazines, restricting certain types of weapons that nobody needs if they just want something for basic self-defense or they just want to hunt deer. You know, you want to hunt deer, that's fine. I'm not against that. You want a hunting rifle to shoot your food? I am against hunting for sport. If you're killing a creature just to kill it, you're sick and demented. I don't care. Well, Ron, it's a tradition. No, you're sick and demented. If you kill living creatures for the hell of it, you're sick and demented. If you kill deer for food, that's different. That's hunting. That's okay. I'm not against that. But, you know, nor am I against if you want something for basic self-defense in a horrible situation, that's different. But again, you don't need some semi-automatic weapons, some magazines, some machine gun. You don't need that for that. You really don't. Nor do you need like 100 guns. I mean, it's insane. I mean, and I don't know anybody. I don't know one gun owner personally that don't want some type of federal common sense gun policy, that don't recognize this problem. So, and some of you guys in the chat know more about guns than me. I feel, I know some of you guys hunt and stuff like that, which is great. I mean, I'm not, you know, I have no problem with that. I just don't understand a lot of the verbiage you guys are talking about. What's up, Becca? Good to see you again. I've seen deers take 12 gauge slugs. A 22 is useless against large game. I'll take your guys' word for it. Sake says the 22 caliber is 90% of hunting needs meant. Sake says you can hunt with a spear. You know, Bobby in The Sopranos, he went to bow and arrow. I know that. That's where my hunting knowledge begins and ends, with fictional TV shows. So that's all I got to add to that, you guys. But yeah, I just, so far every day this month we've had a school shooting. And I get it, it's February 1st, but it's pretty eerie, huh? We had a shooting every other day in January. We have more school shootings in a month than most places have ever ever had. We have more in a month. But you know, I can't wait for politicians on both sides of the fence to tell us how now's not the time, to tell us how the Second Amendment is fine, to tell us how not to politicize this. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.